Hey, excuse me. Clear my throat. Let me clear my throat.
Yo, yeah, it is about that time, my homie.
Yes, again, Friday Night Live coming at you. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got a special guest hailing out of Chicago, a man by the name of Don Giovanni. We got to play you a couple of tracks of his. We're going to talk to him. We're going to let him chop it up with us for a couple of minutes. Then we're going to let you guys take over the show practically. I don't know. This Don Juan works on getting that theme song ready for us, ladies and gentlemen. So
you're going to put me on the spot, Dave. Oh, man.
You know how we do here, man. We keep it real with the audience. You know what I'm saying? We let you in behind the scenes, on the scene. You feel me?
I feel you. You know how it is. We're on a shoestring budget. Sometimes it's hard to get people to work for free, man. You know, say we do it for the love of hip hop. We do it for the culture, man.
That's what we tell our accountants and the IRS. We do it for the love. You know but if you guys want to donate, you know how to do it. Hit up the Cash App, send a little funds. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to keep it going over here as best we can. Shout out to the Pro Quo show. That was the lead in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed that show. They had a guest tonight. Who was their guest?
Oh, I think they had several guests over there. A lot of great guests. They had a guy from Germany by the name of Mechanic call in, hip hop producer. They also had a guy from 5 Minutes of Flame who also called in with a nice hot joint, nice hot cut. I was in the green room and of course prepping for this show here, but don't be remiss. You can always catch that on the replay, of course, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You could probably catch them during this show on the replay because we don't have nothing as jam-packed as that. I think I oversold us. We have an all right show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a special guest, but nothing less as magical as what they're doing over there at the Pro Quo show. Like I said, I hope you all enjoyed it. We're going to try to keep the party going as best we can. We were going to do a cold open and then we was going to go to the theme song. Then I was going to announce that we're accepting the freestyles songs for the replacement of the theme song. But I don't know if we're going to get to that. Honda, are we just moving on?
No. Buy me, keep your charm going there, Dave. Give me another 60 seconds. Let me see.
Fair enough. Yes, because that's what we want to do. I'm going to reach out to Alter K, and I'm going to give him an opportunity as well if he would like to write a song that's dedicated to Friday Night Live, HipHopCitizen. Get those names in there and do something right. But he doesn't do videos. You know what I'm saying? He said the budget out there, the government doesn't support his creativity, and he got a low budget. No, he didn't say that. He just said the budget is not as good as it is American. Oh. There, we are set up. Let's go to it.
All right, here we go with the intro. HipHopCitizen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Videotape.
I cook it up. Do the beat, set fire to loose leaf, pursue beats, shoot speed, cock the hammer, the two-piece, put you to sleep. Man, y'all cats better wake up and full it's over running this game, rocking that makeup, it's horrifying that. We glorifying rats, they taking aim at the culture. I hit the floor and fire back, I won't aim twice, my aim nice. I grew up in the system, the distant man, and they tricking with game dice. Snake eyes, they lies, take lies in plain sight. They bad with a bad man, them bastards ain't right. Snuffing our youth before they produce and take flight. Ain't nothing left to do except fight. Unify, collaborate, we worth more than the average rate. We waiting for justice for getting raped by the magistrate. Profit from prison, they trying to stop us from living. You watch CNN and Fox, you can't rock with the vision. That's a plot for division, landmine for mankind. Side cop, side out, see controlling your damn mind. And seeing ain't believing, yo, fuck it, my man fine. Then stand blind. But yo, I'ma keep it moving. There's too much room for improvement, supporting the movement. I breathe life while y'all abuse it. This is 99% for the culture, 1 for the music. Y'all talk a good grip, but don't do shit. Yeah, A7, HipHopCitizen. Check us out. For the culture.
See that how neatly he put that there. He didn't even have to put us all up in the song. He put us at the end. HipHopCitizen, Friday Night Live. That's all you have to do. Send in your version of what you think the theme song should sound like, and we'll play it.
Yeah. Of course. Get that in. Let's get those theme songs popping up. And of course, Dave, don't be remiss as well. You can not only do you can play your music here on the Hip Hop Citizen Live theme song. Don't forget the top 10 as well. Get your music on the website. We'll play your video back on the Twitch live stream where we go out. Twitch is like a sheriff with no sheriff. Twitch is like a town with no sheriff in town. You know what I'm saying, Dave? You know what that's like. You know what I'm saying?
The Wild Wild West.
Yes.
You know, I'm the Kumo D Wild Wild West. I'm not the Will Smith Wild Wild West. Break out before you get bum rush. What up with Stephen Moore right now? He's wilding. Yo, we welcome all. We welcome all. I appreciate you, Stephen. Show us some of your love. So we got birthdays and anniversaries, or
yeah, I think I'm gonna try to cue something up for us here, Dave. Let me see if I can put this up here, man. Let me see if we can get this right here. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we are sorely missing our new engineer, man. Shout out to the homies, man. Hope everyone feels well. Hope everyone comes back to work. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to put in hard work, everybody. You know
no. You can't say that. You got to say, hope everyone comes back to perform. When you say work, you make it sound like a job.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you know, we love this, man. We do this, man, for the love, man.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Entertain the people.
That's right. All right. So let's get into this, brother. Let me see here. Let me get this set up right here. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Drum rolls. Here's the hip hop anniversaries. All right. Let me see if I got this one right here, Dave. Let me get this queued up because you know what? I'm not as good as our last producer here, so let me make sure I get some of my notes right because I'm bound to hit this one up. But I tell you what, going back to hip hop anniversaries here. Here's his lady that you know, saying we probably haven't seen in a while. Are you familiar with Bahamadia?
Yes, I am. Very much so.
Yeah.
She had a rough, rugged, hardcore flow. She was hanging out with the backpack crews of the 90s.
Yes. Definitely a smooth sound. You know what I'm saying? I like the hit, but I didn't seem to see that she come up with anything more, you know what I'm saying, than this classic that I remember right here. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a banger there, you know, so you got to check that one out. April 2nd, 1996, Bahamadia Collage, I believe it's pronounced, came out.
And what made her fascinating is, like, you know, she was a part of the black pro black movement, almost activist like, and that wasn't at the time, you know, it was big then as far as what the rap genre thought was a great way to create music.
Yes.
Dialect loves it, that era, but unfortunately that's not what sold. So, you know,
yes,
that's why we have what we have today.
That's right. Yeah, Bahamadia there. That's right. Collage. That one was another one there. Here's
Black
another one.
Black Lives Matter.
Yes. DJ Cool. Here's another one that goes back to 1996, April 1st, around this time, 1996. Let Me Clear My Throat. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I definitely remember this one growing up in D.C., man. You know what I'm saying? DJ Cool, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the dude in the city, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, DJ Cool had a big hit. That song still plays. It's a classic. Shout out to Bismarck.
Yes, man. How did Bismarck pull through?
Well, we haven't heard nothing worse than what we heard before. You know what I mean? So every day that we don't hear that awful news is a blessed day.
All right, well, consider good news there. All right. Here's another one here. I had to throw up a soundtrack for this one here, Dave, man. I don't know if you remember this one here. We may get in trouble for YouTube, but I found a remake.
No, don't play it. Don't play it, please.
Well, it's the remake. So sometimes, you know, the remakes, you know, saying it doesn't hit the thing. But maybe you're right. I won't play it then.
Please,
I won't go 30.
You're doing great. You're playing the video. Want to see or hear, rather, they can go and do it on their time.
Yes. But there's no doubt there, Texas legends for real there. Shout out to H-Town, man. Talking about UGK here, man. Shout out the anniversaries to them. That one also was a banger, man. We're going back to 2009 with this one here, March 31st, 2009.
Shout out Bun B.
Yeah, Bun B. Yeah, absolutely. Bun B and Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Rest in peace there to the gods, man. Shout out to Texas there. Here's another one here. Yo, Crisscross.
Ain't anything.
Man, speaking of RIP, or RIP, man, rest in peace to I think it was Mac Daddy, right, or Daddy Mac. I get them confused there. But Crisscross also celebrates an annual here, hip hop anniversary going back to 1992.
Don't quote me. Yes, big hit. Jermaine Dupri, straight off of Dancing with Houdini, in their song. He created this young teenage group. I remember Naughty by Nature leader Tretch saying that Jermaine Dupri owed him money for this jump shit. So I don't know if he wrote it or Jermaine wrote it. So I'm just saying there's a debate out there rather what happened. But it was a young teenage group out of nowhere that started wearing their clothes backwards, and they were a huge hit with that one hit wonder. They could still perform that God Bless the Dead to whatever one that it is. God forgive me not knowing. I think it's Daddy Man. Whatever. They could perform that hit right now. I mean, it was that good, and it still is to this day.
Yeah. Big shout out to Crisscross. This definitely was a banger, man. In some ways, I kind of think that these guys are the reason why Jermaine Dupri is as wealthy as he is today.
No, don't be crazy.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, those guys are taking advantage of these young guys.
Brad, I believe Bow Wow sold better than those guys. Jermaine had some hits. He had the Jagged Edge. They did very well for him. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine is a producer on the side. I mean, Jermaine did very well for himself. But you're right. Yeah. If these guys didn't start So Def with that major hit, he might not have, lucked up into all the rest of those pots of gold.
Yeah. Well, speaking of other pots of gold here, I'm going to take you to Onyx, man. I don't know if you remember Onyx. Of course you do, Dave. It's a joke there. March 30th, Better Food Cup, or Back the Fuck Up, as some people will say. March 30th, 1993. You know what I'm saying? Onyx was definitely making all that noise. You know what I'm saying? I loved Onyx, man. Them dudes had me super hyped.
Yes, Slam, Back the Fuck Up. What was the other one?
Oh man, they had them all, man. Oh man. Jump shit. They had a banger, man. Onyx is, they still banging out classics. They got some collabs with Snow Goons. Onyx, man, I'm drawing a blank right now, but Onyx is definitely definitely a classic, man. You can definitely get lost on some of their classic sounds. And it came up to be actors too. Sticky Fingers went on to become an actor, excuse me.
Fred Drake, major roles in films like Sunset. What was that movie called? Yes, Sunset.
Yeah,
Sunset Park, and they both were in that movie Strap.
Yeah. A lot of classics on that, man. If you have nothing else to do tonight, man, you might as well go ahead and turn up, listen to Back the Fuck Up from Onyx, man. That is surely to get you hyped. Yeah.
Well, you know what? They also debuted 50 Cent.
Oh, is that right? They debuted 50 Cent, really?
Yes. They play in a hockey. They're a hockey team, and forget the name of the song. But yeah, 50 Cent is on an Onyx song.
Wow.
Before he did the I don't believe you, murder. I don't believe you. That video, before he did that video, he was in the Onyx video.
Oh, wow. That's something right there. That's another gem, man. That's one of the classic gems that a partner needs to drop for us. Going on to the next one, I'm going to take you back to 1995, March 28th. Lifestyles Over the Poor and Dangerous. You know what I'm saying? This one is no other than the late, great Big L. You know what I'm saying? I kind of was, like I said, I was late on Big L. I think we had this discussion before. I kind of grew up on Mad Skills. I always thought that Big L sounded like Mad Skills, and I know you guys up top were like, what? Are you crazy? And so I caught up on Big L kind of late, you know what I'm saying, post-mortem. But to me, he became like a hip-hop martyr.
Yeah, the thing about Big L is he was an uptown king, and his flow was definitely gangster. And, unfortunately, we did lose Big L early in his career. And if you wasn't listening to underground rap music, like a lot of states weren't, a lot of states were just tuned into what they were putting out as far as, the big hits, Wu-Tang, Naughty by Nature, Tribe Called Quest, and acts like that. So a solo artist like Big L wouldn't get the opportunity at that time like he would now. Like most artists are pretty much solo artists. Back then they were doing crews. So, he wasn't really a part of a crew, but well respected throughout the hip hop community and well missed by hip hop fans to this day.
Yep. You know what, Dave? I see someone else here in the green room, a very familiar face. Let's go ahead and bring in Quo from Quo Show. See if we got a question to comment for us. Yo,
hey, what's up, brothers?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Mr. J. Cruz, what's going on, Daddy?
Chilling, man. I said, you know what? Let me break my curfew so I can jump on to my brother's page, man. I have to miss it all the time because I work tomorrow, but I got to make a little extra time to show some love, man. You guys do such a great job. And I came in when I was hearing Big L.
Yes. Right.
H-E double hockey sticks is all I got to say.
Oh, man. Yes, sir. you know we should have invited you on the show a long time ago. My apologies.
No, it's he
has a bedtime. He has an early bedtime.
Exactly. That's what it always is, man. Trust me. But like I said, it's an honor and a privilege to be brought in with y'all. You guys are great.
Okay, man. Thank you. I was raving about you guys' show earlier today, as Don Juan read off of the impactful program that you guys put on today.
Yeah, remind us of the wonderful guests you had today. Tell us.
Yeah, so we got to bring in my homie DJ Mechanic from Germany, who's been in the hip hop scene for quite a while, and it's real cool just being able to connect internationally with people. And he was a great guest. He was our main feature, and we also have my sister Shalana come in talking about stocks and crypto and the educational program that she's dealing with. And we had a 5 minutes of flame with Kev. We brought a few people in tonight, so it's always cool, man. Yeah, he did a good job, didn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That guy was on fire, man. I was like, yo, that guy was hot. I catch your ear every now and then, Quo, and I'm like, yo, that dude sounded on fire. So I'm like, yo, if you don't know already, go ahead and check out the Pro Quo Show. Catch the replays. It's burning right now. Definitely on all social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out, right. Pro. What's up, Playboy?
Pro, the man. And you know what's great is when you tie yourself into a person that's highly involved in the educational system. And what, for me, being a hip hop artist, like strictly, you know what I mean, from the core, expanding my mind on government, on politics, on education, on the community was something that I was really naive to and to really not pay attention to. And ever since we started this Pro Quo thing, that was my biggest takeaway, is like, yo, look at how much this education system impacts the foundation, which is the youth. Absolutely. And for the fact that MCs, we have the power to realize that and know that's who we should be talking to. The OG should already get it, but the youth being able to impact that and start that trend moving up, it's huge, man. So I'm blessed to be with part of that,
Mr. Cruz, I heard you recently got married.
I did. Yeah. Look at that.
Okay.
Onyx ring,
How's it going so far? The honeymoon is still blissful?
The honeymoon is still blissful, and we had our honeymoon right in our bedroom, bro. I mean, it didn't go nowhere, But let me tell you something. What's great is that hold on, let me clear my throat. So I met my wife at the post office, and I was in a 10-year marriage previously, and it was a real big learning experience because there was a lot of mental health issues involved with that. So I treat that highly on my barometer of people. I take that into regard. And my pops told me, he's like, yo, for your next one, you need to handpick her and study her and all that. And I did exactly that. I did opposite of everything that I did. I wasn't going to meet my chick at the bar. I wasn't going to meet her at the club on something. And I didn't even let her know I rapped till like a year later type thing. You know what I mean? And I found the one, you know, friends first. What you start with is what you end with. You know, when you start off on a sexual basis, that's how it's probably going to end, on some of that. But when you start off on a friendship, really enjoying that person's company, that was the recipe. And me and my wife, man, I said I marry you the day that I gave you, you know, that promise ring. I got her a promise ring, bro.
Interesting. So you say you met her at the library?
Basically, no, the post office, but more or less because we deliver books. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that sounds like a movie right there. That sounds like a romance story. You know, where did y'all meet? At the post office.
Post office. Yo, let me, Dave, check. You're gonna kick out of this, Dave. Check this out, right? So I say to her, right, because I'm thinking, yo, I want to take her out to like the best restaurant ever, right? I say, yo, you know, in a way, where do you want to go? I'm thinking Tuscan Kitchen, which is like, you know, your bill's 150, right? She's like, Five Guys. I said, what? You want to go on our first date to Five Guys? Yo, we went to Five Guys, had some burgers and fries, man. Chopped it up, and I'm like, this is the one. And then later on, she's like, I want that new Jeep.
Hey, that's how you want it.
That's it.
Hey, you definitely want a woman like that, you know, because I tell you what, because it could be the other way around. She could have said, hey, I wanted an S class.
Exactly. I said, listen, but we get these bags, we'll move up to that. But for now, the Jeep works.
Right.
So what I'm understanding is that she asked for the Five Guys on the first date, but eventually it came to the Jeep, around to the Jeep.
Exactly. Yeah. And
So
I applaud that.
She worked the time frame there.
Facts, bro. She definitely did. She knew, hey, this guy, he got a car, he got a good job. You know what I mean? But no, end of the day, man, when you're a postal worker, what's that?
She works at the post office with you?
Yeah, we both do the same position. We're postal. We deliver mail in our trucks. We're rural carriers. So
it's a romance story there. I know
romance story, bro.
For her first marriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
she had one. Yeah, she did have a child, which is basically, you know, I treat her like my daughter, you know, but they never got married or anything like that, you know.
But to the true quote, so you guys had your own poetic justice. Was this as romantic as Janet Jackson and Tupac?
Pretty much, man. Pretty much, man. You know, except I wasn't the one in the movie where he was in the back of that LLV trying to get down. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was a little, yeah. You know,
Chicago.
Yes.
Interesting. Our next guest is from Chicago, actually. Don Giovanni.
Really?
Yes, we were gonna have a cross show rhyming get together, as I like to put it, and it never happened. I don't know what happened to Pro Lyrical. He was supposed to bring us in rapping, and then we were gonna have when we had dialect. I think that's why dialect left, because me making false promises that he was gonna rap.
Yeah. You know what? It's half my fault too, man, because, you know, we do take, mind you, the Pro Quote show is extremely serious for us, and more it's like we're on at 9. You know what I'm saying? In the backdrop, the business part of it and the music creation process is very time consuming when you're working your day job, getting your paycheck, your side hustle, and then trying to come in and fit everything in. So it's like I mean, the business is where most people fail, and that's what we're really honing in on. So like my nights, my dude, you know, I come home, I'm home sometimes at 11:30 in the afternoon, and I'm not going to bed till 11:30 at night, spending 2 hours with my family, and the rest is work. And it's creating this, and then it's like, yo, we got the show. You know what I mean? So it's like trying to prepare for that stuff. We're positioning ourselves to do that, you know. But it's easier said than done. So it sucks that promises can't be kept all the time. But I'm here now. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, and I'm enjoying the time that you're giving us.
Well, like I said, teamwork make the dream work. You know what I'm saying? So that way, you know what I'm saying, we all link together and make it work.
Yo, IB Hood all day, man. Instant brotherhood. That's what it is.
It's the brotherhood. IB Hood. I like that. I like the ring. I like the ring to it.
That's right. So how long were you guys together before you decided to do the Owl Walk?
We were together for about 2 years, and actually, I mean, let me tell you the story, I guess, right? So I had 2 major surgeries growing up. You know, when I was like 5 years old, I was in the bathroom, I pissed blood, and you know, it was not good. And they found out I had some, you know, bladder issues tubes connecting to my kidneys. They had to do a major surgery on my bladder, fix that issue. And years later, when I was like 17, what happened was my kidney was getting strangled by veins and stuff, and it kind of, you know, killed one of my kidneys, so they had to remove it.
Yeah.
And my mom had to sign a waiver saying, yo, you ain't having kids. They had to inject nuclear dye in me, all that. So I went into this relationship with Shan being like, yo, you know, just so you know, I can't have children. Right. And I was with a woman for a long time and many, you know, others, and never had that scare. And then, you know, one day she comes out the bathroom and she got this thing in her hand. I said, yo, what's that? You know what I mean? And she's like, it's saying we're pregnant. I'm like, nah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. And it was, you know, reality. And my daughter's my twin. So you know how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
It's real deal.
You guys got 2 girls.
2 girls, yes.
Oh,
Remy and Raya and Remy.
So you got
Remy.
you have a miracle baby.
Miracle baby. Yeah.
Babies, plural.
Yeah. For real.
Plurals, yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. But the one that's from my loins, man, one, you know what I mean? That one. And it was a blessing for sure, because she's a gift, you know. She changed my life.
Oh,
you know?
Yo, that is an awesome story, man. I would have married her too. She's like the pond of youth.
Yeah.
That's how you knew that the one.
And I mean, when you can, you know, my biggest thing is I'm very family oriented. I've got, you know, aunties and uncles all over the place. I got like over 20 cousins like that we are real tight with. And the hardest thing is to have a woman be able to adapt to that.
Right.
And she, you know, she's my twin more or less, you know what I mean? And our personalities are similar. We have the same type of energy. So she fit right in. And that bond from like my mom and her, my uncles, aunties, my brother, you know, it's like, you know, it's some things in life you just have to really be grateful for. And that's my biggest blessing, really. You know?
What is Miss Cruz's first name?
Say it again.
What is Miss Cruz's first name?
Jennifer. It's actually, so my name is Jared Silva.
Okay.
My middle name is Cruz.
Okay. We learned some, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Cruz it goes up to my great. So my father, his father, all the way up, middle name Cruz. Fantastic. My daughter is Cruz. My brother's kids Cruz. So it's like the name, my daughters ain't gonna have Silva, you know what I mean? So, and everybody in my family calls me Jay. So Jay Cruz is the, you know, that's when I changed. I used to go by Cocaine Quote, and it was all great. I you know, names are cool and stuff, but it didn't really have much meaning outside of I made it in a freestyle. I wanted to be known for quotables. Like that's what it came up with. Jay Cruz is like, to me, that's the real deal. That's the, you know, who I am being presented to the people. So that's why I chose that name.
So her name is Jennifer Silver.
Her name SHENIFA. Jennifer Silva. Yeah, that's smooth, right?
That sounds like money to me.
It sounds like it, don't it? It sounds like Shorty need a mint. You know what I mean? She need a mint. And as soon as I can get her at E-Class, she's gonna get that. Like that's what I'm doing this for.
Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, Dave.
Pro Lyrical, what's going on, brother?
What it
My
is, man.
brother.
How are you, Dave? What's going on, Don Juan?
Hey, Pro.
I was trying to. I went up and down the stairs, and I heard bits and pieces, and it dropped out of me. I was like, "Come on, man!" So I came back upstairs to the headquarters here. So,
well, we're actually on a watch out for our guest tonight, Don Juan.
Oh, okay.
Let you know if he ever shows up.
I'm on the lookout.
Good thing we're here till then, I guess. We just
Yeah, there you go.
If all I know, you guys can take the show over. You know what I'm saying?
we get sleepy this time of night, man. This is.
Well, I'll let you in a little secret.
What's that?
Celebrate the legalization of marijuana in New York. I had an edible.
I see.
I'm feeling no pain right now, so if you guys want to, you know, do your thing for the brief moment while we wait for our guest, by all means.
We'll be there, brother. So the back pains is alleviated, right? I mean, they gone, bro.
What back pain, right?
Back pain no more.
Really, the headaches are gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's mad medicinal though. I mean, the reality is I'd rather have someone, you know, be smoking on that than drinking, you know, all the time, because you ain't driving when you smoking, really.
But you know
anything. if it's good.
Yo, Dave, I gotta ask you a question. How do you get that side view you doing there like that? Is that you got like a different camera? I want to know how to do that. That looks kind of major right there.
Yeah, it does.
Keep a camera on your chin.
The screen, most people have their cameras on their screen.
Right.
I have mine's able to move.
Ah.
So
Oh, I
I
see.
just set it on my desk and I point it up to me, and I get that godlike look.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I thought it was some kind of special setup. I didn't know it was that simple. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like this. So you just take that bad boy and you like that, right? Okay.
Dave, you might need that brotherhood brush off, and you might be Dave Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so heavenly, man.
Okay, I wouldn't mind that at all. I would love to. What are the French benefits that come with being a cruise?
Ah, I don't know, but
You get your mail on
if
time,
it was,
baby.
I guess that could be it. You know what I mean? You could, when you're wearing a cross, you could say I'm related. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so
we have the whole fam, the whole Cruise Silver fam up on our show, man.
are you Latino?
Yeah, so it's my firm belief is we all come from the same place, bottom line. But when we break down, like, the new school, you could take a sample with your damn thing and throw it up and mail it. I have Portuguese, I've got French, Canadian, Irish, Italian, Scottish, Indian, Native American, from Nova Scotia, like
Who
that.
don't you have, man? What the?
No, better question. What is the dishes that you cook during your holidays? Like, will you be celebrating Easter this Sunday?
This Sunday I'll be over my mom's house, and we're gonna make sure we have some of that jerk.
Jerk chicken, a Caribbean dish. Interesting.
Yeah, my girl from the islands, yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a chef, so I'm good with that. But prior to that, very Italian dishes. But I grew up. See, my stepfather for the majority of my adolescence was South American. So I went to like South America, Uruguay, Brazil. My ancestry, actually, some of my ancestry stems from the Amazon. So it was cool going to Brazil and all that. But very ethnic. Like where I grew up, I had so many different ethnicities. So I was
Azores, baby.
blessed.
Azores.
Azores all day. Yeah, that's like a deeper root too. But when it goes to like family, it's like really a combination of things. But I'd say the core would be Italian.
Interesting. What do people normally, when they first meet you, perceive you as? Your nationality?
Light skinned Puerto Rican.
Right.
Mostly, yeah. It's
That's the ones who tell you. You have no idea, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who's
there?
there?
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what though? When the beer was off, and I was going to school,
Khaled.
like the real heavy
That's what my
Latinos,
wife
they were
says.
like,
She's
"Yo,
like,
why
"He
you
looks like
hanging
Khaled."
out with that gringo?" You know what I mean? They call me the gringo. So it's all good. I love it all.
That's what's up, man. Yo, it looks like maybe we were stood up tonight, Don Juan. I
don't know. So usually around those times when we start getting the weird calls, Dave had his penchant for attracting some of the stoner crowds out there in the West Coast.
No, I know why.
Hey, now we're gonna blame.
He's advertising the edibles. I mean, come on.
Hey,
We don't really be taking the calls like that.
Only in New York.
Only in New York. There you go.
I mean, they're saying that you can walk around and smoke and puff, you know what I'm saying, in the streets of New York now. I don't recommend you do that because, you don't want the city looking bad. So what we do is I say get you some edibles, have a brownie or two and enjoy the feeling. It's the same thing, in my opinion.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, that's a good point to remind everyone, I guess. So the link is out there. Go ahead and call in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to share this to my page right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I mean, the live link is out there. HipHopCitizen live stream. We are live right now, broadcasting simultaneously on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook. We everywhere. All the website, HipHopCitizen.com. So the link is out there. Go ahead and call in. What's your druthers? What you talking about? What's your week? Our guest is Don Giovanni. You know what, Dave? I was looking at Don Giovanni, and he's a black guy. So, my first question for Don Giovanni, like, where did the name come from, and what does that mean?
Yes,
What's he do? What's he do?
He's an MC. He's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna play his music. You know what? Play one of his songs so we could talk about him as long. Even if he doesn't show up, we'll do a spoof interview.
Now he's definitely gonna show up.
All right, we'll do the favor. So let me see if I can play this here. Pro, what do? You do share the audio? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, go to that share and make sure you click that share audio.
All right,
style.
so here we go here. So let me go here. I got a OneDrive M Wave, Dave. So let me go ahead and play this. You want to set it up? This is Don Giovanni, our guest who's on his way in. Let's go ahead and play a cut from him. Let us know what you think. I see you out there, Black. Don't forget to share. Here's Don Giovanni.
Y'all niggas need to look for a
You hear?
contingency plan, nigga. Look for an exit. You know I was coming. All y'all fucked up, nigga. Click. I am talking, but they cannot stop what I'm on. Boy, I'm off to the races. Got momentum, and you was not catching up with them. That engine is in basic. Him talking like they gon' take me out of this shit. We could drop a location, but you ain't the one that's gon' put in that work, nigga. So just start with the fake. I am talking, but they cannot stop what I'm on. Boy, I'm off to the races. Got momentum, and you was not catching up with them. That engine is in basic. Him talking like they gon' take me out of this shit. We could drop a location, but you ain't the one that's gon' put in that work, nigga. So just start with the fake. Form in this shit, when it's this greatness and innocence. This isn't what you expected. A lyrical minister stepped on a premise and started some shit when intentions don't finish it. Off a couple of sentences, I got them talking about blackballing me on some different shit. But the difference is this, you ain't really on shit when it comes to this trip. I'm magnificent. All them niggas around you was women and they look at you as a friend with some benefits. Heard them talking and slugs and shit, but that shit out the door at the moment you jump a ship. You can tell who you roll with, whatever you want, but I know that you a bitch. This is just entertainment, they mixing the strangest realities. They wanna live this shit. We're supposed to be family, and you say you got me, and I'm thinking, why I ain't getting shit? I ain't looking for no handout. I understand now, and I read it in Genesis. When your brother becoming your rival instead of your idol, when jealousy is a bitch. When you stranded in bed, your friends and your family can see like the ones they throw. I am talking, but they cannot stop what I'm on. Boy, I'm off to the races. Got momentum, and you was not catching up with them. That engine is in basic. Him talking like they gon' take me out of this shit. We could drop a location, but you ain't the one that's gon' put in that work, nigga. So just start with the fake. I am talking, but they cannot stop what I'm on. Boy, I'm off to the races. Got momentum, and you was not catching up with them. That engine is in basic. Him talking like they gon' take me out of this shit. We could drop a location, but you ain't the one that's gon' put in that work, nigga. So just start with the fake. I'm getting personal. I'm on my fuck how you feel shit. See, the game is in need of a change in this way out of range of the realm of some real shit. Everybody got blick, everybody got bodies, everybody done fucked, everybody bitch, everybody got a form. Man, rap shit born. And before rap niggas wasn't no shit. Fuck that big game, they ain't expect it. Hot as a death. They was a giant, like forming a line. Solitary confinement. Ain't no love. Solitary confinement. Ain't no love. Give us some chains and a little change he broke. Give us some game and a little bit of that rope. Either gon' hang or keep his feet on that flow. Niggas ain't game, niggas just tweaking on bro. Give us some chains and a little change he broke. Give us some game and a little bit of that rope. Either gon' hang or keep his feet on that flow. Niggas just tweaking on bro. I am talking, but they cannot stop what I'm on. Boy, I'm off to the races. Got momentum, and you was not catching up with them. That engine is in basic. Him talking like they gon' take me out of this shit. We could drop a location, but you ain't the one that's gon' put in that work, nigga. So just start with the fake.
That's good stuff, man.
That was hot right there.
Yeah, he was spitting, bro.
It was
He
real
was
good.
spitting. Put a lot of work into it. You could tell, you know.
Yeah, it was layers, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Had me bobbing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're waiting on Don Giovanni to show up, and we'll ask him, you know, what inspired some of those awesome lyrics he just played. We just heard.
Yep, awesome lyrics indeed. I want to know the viewers out there, if you heard some of Don Giovanni's, throw your emojis up or down. Let me know what you think of that sound. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
go ahead and make this interactive. Let me hear what you think.
Where's
Hey,
he
Don,
from?
let's have a little fun with the
Chicago.
professor.
Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
Uh-oh.
Professor,
Yeah.
where's the name Don Giovanni from?
I mean, it sounds Italian, you know, but Don and Giovanni. You talking like Godfather movies and stuff like that?
No, sir.
Oh, I'm like, where's it from? I don't know.
It's in the musical, you know, family.
I mean, I've heard Cool G Rap throw that on a track too, but it's on that.
I would think the professor would know. It's you never studied music.
I don't really know where you're going. So,
He doesn't want to answer. He's like,
oh, I thought
Dave,
you meant in
hey,
hip
you
hop.
cheating,
I thought
man.
you meant in hip hop.
Dave straight up typed in Don Giovanni.
Real Don Giovanni. Okay, all right. He's like in hip hop, and I'm like, yo, didn't I'm like Don Cartagena. I'm like this
look
pun. Don
well, I'm
Giovanni,
assuming this
I
is where
think.
Dave is going here.
Yeah, now, and then he said, "Do you study music?" And I'm like, "Oh, music. Okay, I see what you did there. All right, so
That's some cool facts.
Read us some facts, man."
All right, so let me see if I can read some of this. I'm not the best reader here in the group here, but from what I understand, that Giovanni is effectively he's an opera singer, right? With music by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, in Italian. Come on, don't get me started. Libretto by Lorenzo da Ponte, based on the legends of Don Juan.
Mm-hmm.
Of all people. A fictional
I see
libertine and seducer by Spanish writer Terso. Listen, I can't speak Spanish, guys. I'm going to
It's
book
okay. It's okay. You gave us pretty much the gist of it. It's an opera written by Mozart, his famous one. And if anyone doesn't know who Mozart is a composer of classical music back in the early the 16th century or 17th century, something like that. And he started composing at 5 years old. That's what made him such a world famous composer, was that he started at such a young age. Mozart, considered the best composer ever, outside of Haydn and Beethoven.
In every movie that you see to this day, whenever there's a transition scene, that opera sound is usually Mozart influenced. The transitions in all the movies, that's usually some type of Mozart or one of those influences.
Because as you know, classical music you don't have to pay for, really. It's considered public domain.
Right.
Yeah, what is that? Is that a 30? What's that term? Is it after how many years is it?
50 years? Was it 50 years?
Years. It's 100 years.
Oh, it's 100 now.
It's 100? Okay.
Mm.
Huh.
Yeah, I remember when I was making, I used to produce. I mean, I still kind of dabble in it, but I loved going to them classical stations. I'd hit the record, you know what I mean? Throw it into the output and just chop up those, symphonies, man. Nothing like it.
I actually taught musical comedy and music appreciation 2, music appreciation 2 for LaSalle College, and the only qualifications I had is that I had taught hip hop, lyricism, and culture. I taught music event planning 1, music event planning 2, and then they were like, "Yo, you want to do music appreciation and musical comedy?" I was like, "Yeah, I've seen some musicals." And they were like, "Cool. Do you like classical music?" And I was like, "Yeah. I mean, I do." So we literally sat in class and played all that stuff. We play all that stuff all the time. It was basically Romantic era music, classical music, Mozart, stuff in the 1700s, like Dave was saying, and and then we made our way all the way to hip hop. And so I would sit in a big lecture hall and play the music over the air, and they'd listen, and they have listening tests, and they'd have to know like what this was. Oh, that's Beethoven's Fifth, and it was. I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot. My wife was classically trained though, so she went to school for all that. So I would tell her about it. She's like, "You don't know what you're doing." so hey, I learned
off the whip.
The worst thing we had to do is we had to break down the symphony or concerto or whatever it was, the instrument that's being played at a particular time.
Was that woodwind or was it brass?
Yes, wood, brass, all of that. That was tedious.
We
had talk to me about that.
Diagram the whole pit. We had to diagram the whole pit and where the third brass person was or whatever. So
as you know, music is on scales.
Sure.
So when you are listening to a particular piece, that's what they call it, a piece, you would dissect it to every second to when a particular note was played by a particular instrument. So let's say if there was a harpsichord being played in the beginning, you write down harpsichord for how long it was playing. If it's played during the duration, you'll say when it entered on the 4 or the 3 or whatever like that. Oh man, you could, and if the piece is for, let's say, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, you could be there maybe 2 or 3 days breaking that down.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So what did you go to? You went to school for this, Dave?
Oh yes. It's if you want to be in broadcasting, you have to take a music course.
Oh,
You
okay.
could have had my
Wow.
course, man.
That's interesting.
Could have.
I went to summer school, you know what I'm saying? That's about the extent of mine.
Yeah, but you have the post
But-
office job, so you're doing better than me, brother.
Yeah, man. That post office job, that's a life job right there, man. You can benefits.
I got lucky.
pensions,
I
man.
did.
God
And
bless.
and it's a the ISO though.
You say lucky though. What do you got to do to get that job? What do you got to do?
you got to make sure you apply for the right position.
Seniority, yeah, right. Isn't it? It's still a seniority thing too, right? I mean, you got
Well,
people.
Yeah, what happens is you go in through the system and then you have to, they have you take a course. You got to pass all the basic stuff. Make sure you're not just like completely out of it in your mind. You know what I mean? And then once you pass that basic training, then you got to go to, real military training where they say, guess what? You're going to be working 7 days a week for 3 years, like 16-hour days every day.
So, so did it make you carry like a 50-pound bag and make you run up a hill?
Nah, nothing like that. But dude, when I started, man, Amazon was just like coming in and they didn't have their own system. So, I would be going into work at 5 a.m. and coming home at 11
It's funny you
on
say
a
that.
Sunday.
It's funny you say that, quote, because if the government privatized, Amazon's going to be your new boss.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, bro.
They
I'll tell you
already
what,
are,
man. Amazon running the world, bro. But yeah, it was, it took 4 years of no life to be able to create the freedom I have now. But I saw that, you know what I mean? And yeah, I wouldn't trade it.
Amazon's just the beginning, man. They're just starting, really. When we think
Oh
about it.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? They're still not the $1 trillion company Apple is. That's the funny thing about it. Maybe possessing the world is costing them.
It's a lagging indicator. Elon Musk is going to be the next future, I think. I think Elon Musk companies,
It could be very much so.
if his ego doesn't get in the way.
I think it will get in the way. He's tripping, man. He's tripping. Yeah.
And experimentation, and sometimes that destroys a wealthy person.
Yeah, you can be crazy in multiple areas and be a genius in a couple. You know what I'm saying? And so he's definitely he's touched in a few areas, and he's like just absolutely brilliant in a few others. So people love to do that. They'll be like, "What does Einstein think about social sciences?" Like, dude doesn't know anything about social sciences. Don't ask him. You know what I'm saying? That's like his quote. If you judge a fish on how it climbs a tree, you know what I mean? The fish will think it's an idiot. It's
Right.
like you can't be people like, "Oh, Musk said." Kind of like Bitcoin, right? Like, oh, Musk invested in Bitcoin, so it's got to be good. No, it doesn't. No, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have, I'm not saying it does or doesn't. I'm just saying it doesn't have anything to do with it,
Right.
It's like,
I think to me personally, from just basic overview of looking at things, man, Steve Jobs, minus personality, but just like vision and surrounding himself with a team of people to create what it is now, that's incredible. I put Gary V up there too. For the new age guy for me, just seeing how he formulated his organization and thinking that way, execution, vision, execution. But when you can't have, when your team isn't equal to you, that's where the problem is. If you are above your team and you're not taking everybody's weight into consideration, that's what can,
I'm
make
sorry,
someone.
I don't know what Gary V does. What is he, a hedge fund guy?
well, let Jay Cruz tell you.
Yeah, no, he's actually a wine guy, more or less. He started off as that type of dude, but he's just motivational speaker, but visionary, very much so. And he's very what it is what I learned from him the most is being flexible in your decisions, because I used to think that successful people took they made decisions quickly, and when they made that decision they waited a long time before they changed it. Success, the opposite of someone that's not successful, they're changing and making decisions like this and they get nowhere. Where when you operate like this, but you have other people saying, you know what, this might make this better, and you're listening, now you're going to make moves, because this is just making execute. When you can get good at execution and have people behind you helping you stay on course, that's how you make success, in my mind, for certain types of people, But Gary Vee's cool, man. Check him out.
I'm going to look into him because I hear him banter a lot about owning the Jets, which is my favorite.
Yeah. He's all about that. That's one of his goals for sure. But it's the side T with Gary V is cool.
But I have a question. If he never achieves that goal, is he a failure? If he never achieves buying the Jets?
No, he wouldn't say. I mean, he in his heart of hearts, he probably would say that because like that's his like that's the biggest one, But
Right.
for the impact that he has on people and the platforms he's created and opportunities he's helped so many people, it's impossible for him to not be. He's successful from like 5 years back starting this, and now it's just amplified. That's what I like about him the most. But we doing the same kind of thing, fellas. We doing the same thing. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Shout out to TJ Davidson, by the way.
Yo, my man TJ. Nah, TJ. This one of my brothers. We go back like a year or two. TJ Davidson. He got his own review show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, TJ,
shot.
the Pro Quo Peanut Gallery.
Well, I guess so. He might be coming here for y'all. I just happen to be on here.
Oh, fantastic. No, this is the first time I've ever seen TJ hanging out with us. I appreciate Davidson coming on.
Hang it or bang it.
He's coming with the Pro Quo.
That's the name of their show, Hanging the Bang. They're real smooth, man. I have to on our next episode, I'll find a clip that I have of their show. It's they're two great brothers, man. There's two of them. They review music and
let's get him on as a guest.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. But see, that's what I'm saying. I've been talking to people so much, and it's like I got to remember who I built relationships. TJ, definitely one of them. Great dude. And you can't forget that. When I was telling somebody today, I said, when you have one Cobra in your, circle, it could take out your whole platoon. You know what I mean? You can't have that. You got to be.
What are they hanging and banging on?
Music.
Oh, they're playing underground music. They're not playing like
Yeah. So underground, and I'll tell you what though, the quality that they get, I mean, they got some heat. Some artists coming from the underground that are just like so right there. The failure is again the business side. Their music is incredible. A lot of these people, but they just don't know how to get it all wrapped in because it's like, yo, I'm an MC. No, you ain't, dude.
Right.
You ain't just an MC.
Right,
That's
yeah.
not 1992.
Right. Yeah. You gotta gotta evolve that a little bit.
Way more, yeah. And unless you get lucky, you get that video that gets 1 million views or whatever, yachty, it happens.
You gotta drop it like it's hot for that though.
Yeah, facts.
So you say no one's gotten big from the hanging or banging?
Well, I'm not sure. I was this was right before COVID hit. I started.
You know what? You're right. Let's save that for Mr. Davidson himself. I think we should try to reach out and get
That's
him.
a good idea.
Maybe we could funnel some of those guests over here on Friday Night Live.
Facts. Who knows? Could be part of the HipHopCitizen.com network. You don't know.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Mr. Cruz is letting you guys in on a little behind the scenes. Pro Lyrical is in the process of purchasing Hip Hop Citizen. Lock, stock, and barrel. He's going to be signing the check soon. He's over here surveying the property that he's going to be purchasing
checking out the real estate.
Gotta get our feelers out here.
Checking out the real estate.
Let you guys in on all of the happenings here.
All the behind the scenes secrets.
Bottom line is it doesn't, fellas, it doesn't happen by yourself. You have to have a unit, with everything you do. Like, great example. One of my longtime aces, man, he just put a lot of blood, sweat, tear equity into creating a merchandising system with hats, shirts, t-shirts. And I mean, they official. We're going to broadcast that officially next week, I believe, as soon as Pro gets his merch.
Yes.
But, tying it all together where you can have that in-house element without having to pay these middlemen. The middleman is going to be a small guy, not a middleman.
Well, that's the new model nowadays. Is that it's life is going to be a bunch of no middlemen, right? It's going to be just direct to consumer,
right?
Direct to you.
That's it.
Well, that's how the music industry is now. It's closer than ever.
Yeah, you're seeing it happening everywhere. You're right.
You know what? It's funny. I was sitting on an education call today, right? And they were talking about, it's every industry, right? So in education, you have like one big giant company or two, just like you do in every industry now. It's like Coke and Pepsi for everything, right? So it's like Pearson is like the big dog, and then there's McGraw-Hill, right? So Pearson is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're responsible for gouging your kids' college books if you got kids in school or whatever. They charge $200 for a book that no one could sell for like 15, right? And and that's just how it is. And so now they've moved online, and the ed tech space is massive. If you think like music is a big deal, it's like, and people talk about music and gaming, and rightfully so, but right there, ed tech, yo. So these companies that are converting, and they've been doing it for 10 years, so they're all ready, and like they're piranha, they're ready to come out for this COVID era. They're like, oh, we got you covered, like get on our streaming thing, but streaming is in my head, not theirs. They don't say streaming. So what they have is the new movement is like getting your books on the EOR kind of sites. It's like open resources, right? So everything's open and free. It's just like you go on, you get what you need, and then you don't have to charge the students and gouge them, right? So it's like, let's make it public, like everything else in the world right now. But it's funny because it's not on a stream market yet. And in my head, I'm sitting in the meeting and I'm going, yo, how are you guys advocating? All the faculty like, yo, we want that for our students. But you're paying, like, you got to charge your students like $100 to have access to the Pearson thing, and they'll try to be like, oh, you can get it for a month for like, $20, and it's like, that's still like,
whenever a teacher would ask me for money to purchase something like on a website or anything like that, I would never do it. I would let somebody come in with their a copy, because they can't transfer in the classroom if they don't have a laptop or anything. So most people Xerox or
absolutely.
I'll just get it from
But
them.
it's like, where's the streaming model? They don't have it yet. It's like, you just got to stream this stuff. Like, let me access the book when I want it, and then if the book's popular. Because no one's using these books. It's like, you can. Yeah,
but that's a new age, man. New age.
Yeah, but I was doing that 20 years ago. I mean, I was, what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to go buy the $300 book. I'd go buy it for a day, photocopy like 20 pages, get my friend to go do the same thing. We do chapter 2, I do chapter 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, every now and then there'd be a book you'd have to succumb to, and then you get pennies on the refund tip. Then they started doing rentals, right? But the rentals, it's like, the book is like, let's say the book is like 300, the rental is like 220. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, yo.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, go to the streaming model, yo. Let the kids really be able to stream it like they do music, and the catch is they will do it because they understand the streaming model. They're like, oh, we're gonna lose money, we're gonna lose the gouge factor. It's like, come on, when that converts over and when someone does it, it's big money. And by the way, I'm gonna throw out one more. I've been having a discussion with a nerd friend of mine at the university. We're big comic nerds, as you can tell. Yo, I got the model. I'm going to put it right out here in Front Street. Someone's going to take it from me. So right here, you heard it first, right? So I watched Disney, right? I just watched, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, all right? So shout out to Disney Plus, right? Got my Disney Plus. Y'all got Disney Plus or no?
Of course.
All right, because you got kids, right? So you get Disney Plus. Wouldn't you love it if someone did this service?
I just cried, man.
Check this out. Take out all the curses, put it all on one network so your kids can watch everything. And just like when we say J. Cruz, we go expletive where the curse used to be. You could do the same thing in the video, and it could be creative. Like, okay, here comes the violent scene, cupcake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dog, this is the company I want to build, man. I want to pitch it to Disney, pitch it to all these companies, and be like, curse free.
I don't know about that one.
They'd be stupid not to do it. I'm telling you.
There's this. You remember the movie House Party?
Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
They first transferred House Party onto a mainstream television with commercials and things like that. They replaced motherfucker with monkey faces. All right.
Well, that might have been a bad angling. That was like culturally not sensitive. Yeah. So like, yeah.
Come on, man.
That might have not been culturally sensitive. But I'm saying, if you do it right, and you got the people in there that know what they're doing, right? You just come in there with like, someone goes, and you just go, fry fish. Like, I'm telling you, this would work, yo. And you do it for everybody. You do it for HBO. You do it for Disney. Hey, you want your kids to be able to watch The Godfather? Now they can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
What's so great about
Then you got a bunch of kids coming in being like, yo, fry fish.
Yeah, but today's edition. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say? Fried fish. What? It was a delay on me there.
That's it. Everybody and their mom calling each other fried fish, y'all. And it's like,
man.
okay,
Where'd
you
you
can't
get
say
that?
that now.
Where'd
No,
you
they're
get
not
that?
gonna say that. You gotta stop saying fried fish.
No, today's edition, dog.
take it out. Just take it out. Don't try to.
Today's edition of the Winter Soldier, whatever, it was like so violent. Like we got the little network, we got kids, they actually play with each other, and she's like, yo, you don't wanna let him watch this today. And it's funny because my son is so put off by cursing that he doesn't even want to watch it. He's like, this is not like WandaVision. Why do they curse? And he's 7, you know. So I'm telling you, man, if this
you know what it is, you know what it is, Pro. How you make that is.
I'm going to be too busy buying Hip Hop Ed to be able to do it. But if somebody had some more capital.
Do you remember when like Capone?
Right. Yeah, but
I mean Hip Hop Citizen, not Hip Hop Ed.
What was running on in my mind is
what
would make your son not appreciate the listening of a good curse word?
Oh, because he's smart.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Why would a child not get off a good fuck?
Oh, nah, dog. So when you're raised in a household, where since you come out the womb, right, you've been going to the Museum of Science. You know what I'm saying? You've been going to the library. You've been playing at Daddy's University, right? And so you get the chance to, and you have a dad who has a flexible schedule. It can be, son, the thing with words is they're very powerful. You know what I'm saying? And you can really hurt a person's feelings. In a way, so he's been cultured for it, to be like, why would I ever want to hurt someone's feelings with a word? Unless you're in an MC battle.
No. Right. His rebuking of those words is, in a way, he's looking for his father's validation of that's a good thing to do.
Maybe.
Interesting. Maybe. Okay. Because I remember when I was a child that the curse word always commanded a little more oomph. You know what I'm saying? When you heard someone say,
certainly not in my house.
You turned around, you looked.
I'd get the oomph.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd get it.
Shit.
Yeah, Dave, to speak on that too, on my understanding, because especially as an MC, that I transformed from.
Did that? Okay. Thanks, Gary.
There you go. I was on that hood stuff growing up and cussing and all that, and I went through a phase where I was like, I'm not gonna cuss. I'm gonna do some like personal development rap. I did that. Went back to cussing because I was like, I gotta fit in so the kids like it, and just really be me, because I do cuss, but I tailor it back. And then came to the realization that it's just a better move, and it's, again, I think really creating that word for your child to understand that it is very important to know its power, right? And it just says that now I'm going to start paying attention to words in their meaning versus just like, you can't just have an open vocabulary with a kid. There got to be some boundaries so they respect it, to instill respect. And I think a lot of times, I know in my case and a lot of my friends' case, where that discipline wasn't really enforced, it could create chaos, because now you have a violent mind state associated with that cuss word.
But hold on now, wait a minute. Did we not all? I'm not trying to get into everyone's age, but I'm gonna just gauge the room real quick. Didn't we all enjoy Delirious by Eddie Murphy as a child?
Absolutely.
Did we not all enjoy Raw from Eddie Murphy as a child? I mean,
but those were forbidden. Those were really forbidden fruits, right? I mean, those were the things.
They were introductions to how to use the word. There's only 2 curse words, really. Fuck and shit. Everything else outside of that is words that can be associated with anything with other things. So, once he showed us the model of how to use fucking shit in the proper form, we could all enjoy it. I mean, not all things associated with violence with fucking shit.
That's a great point.
In there, Dave.
Yeah, it's a very great point.
I can roll with that. But I would say this though, is that when you see that in a different context, right, and that word becomes like and or but, right? When you don't have control over that word and you're in the wrong situation, and you're, let's say, 14, and you're walking on to make it simpler, not to make it what I grew up with, let's make it easy. Crip and blood, right? When you're saying something on the wrong side of the street, to the wrong color, to the wrong rag, to the wrong person at the wrong time, that word isn't all funny anymore. If you pop that off when, like, you sitting around these days, people sitting around watching MC battles on TV. Talk to me like that in real life and watch what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, in an MC battle, I'm cool, I'm chill, because I know we're gonna, we're both making that bag after the show. You talk to me like that in real life, you'll have no teeth. You know what I'm saying? So straight up, like, you will never talk to me like that. So it's and until you have that situation in life, you're gonna be loose with the lips until someone checks you. So it better be your dad or your mom, if you're lucky enough, because I can tell my son, you talk like that in the wrong place, you're gonna catch a backhand, you might hit the wall, you know. And so he can understand it coming from me from a place of love, because I love my son with all my life, you know. But he knows I'm not joking, you know. So he's like,
there are consequences to a person's words and how they use them. But when I'm not saying in the case of the young lad that brought up the whole conversation, I'm not saying him using it. I'm saying the way that the idea of someone else using it and seeing the power that it possessed and the humor that it possessed, I would enjoy it. And I'm saying that it shocked me that your young lad not using it, but not enjoying hearing it.
Well, yeah, because he's had what I just told to you has been, because like that's a blade. There's a fine blade right there. So it's like, look, if I heard something come up, listen, in my house, like we don't say suck, we don't say hate, we don't say anything even close to that. So every now and then he'll go, Daddy, he said suck, and I'm like, you don't have to repeat it, you know, because it's not like everyone is so these days so concerned about, oh, your kid's gonna be soft, or oh, you're just so like blah blah blah. Nah, don't get it twisted. He's not gonna, you know, he understands the power of that.
Pro son stands up for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that's cool. I think it's definitely, again, it's just setting a tempo for your kid, because you know, bro, as soon as the dude goes to high school, that's
all day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he's gonna have that cautionary.
Grade,
he's gonna stand up for what he believes in, and then he's gonna come home to daddy and tell him about it, and daddy's gonna be able to say, "Well, son."
Are you saying that his child would be considered a narc?
Explain that one.
He would come home and say, you know, Dad, Jason was in the back of the class.
Oh, my son's a snitch already. Yeah, if that's what you're implying. Oh, my son's a straight up snitch. Oh yeah, my son. Yo, check, quiet as kept. He's on the keyboard, right, and he's like, yo, Miguel is saying blah in the chat room. Yo, we have that discussion all the time. I'm like, Henry, you can't be doing that. You can't be like all the time. He's like, but Daddy, he said the, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we go down that line too. But you know, it's a fine line. It really is. It's a fine line, because you got to balance it. You got to say, hey, see, use your Eddie Murphy, right? That's Eddie Murphy. See, it's all funny. He's on the stage right there. Haha. Don't get casual with that word, because you get caught slipping, you get got. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand the boundaries, like Jay was saying, man. So he's aware.
Do you think the lad likes to emulate father, who is a teacher and in charge of a classroom, and also likes to dictate, you know, to the children? Do you think he wants to be in charge of his classmates?
I don't teach like that though. That's not how. If you were in my class, like I'm very, you know, I'm not like, yo, this is how it's gonna go down. You know, it's not.
You're not a lecturer?
Nah, I'm not a lecturer. Nah, I'm gonna put them in groups and let them learn from each other. I mean, you know, when you have to. In math, sometimes you got to take your 10 minutes and be like, look, this is how it works, blah, blah, blah. Or whether it's even music or whatever. But you got to let them get their hands dirty, man. You know, you let people learn by learning from each other, not by like, so in 1652. This is how, you know.
And you know what's funny is Dave's saying, because I brought it up a couple episodes ago, maybe, where I'm talking about high school, and I'm like, bro, I wish I had you as a teacher, because there was no connection with that, because they were always that authoritative police, do your homework, you know what I mean? Like that. And I had one teacher in my life, Mr. Dubs, that was like, yo, you rap? Come on, rap in history. I'm like, what? No doubt. And it was like, it broke that boundary, and I got an A in that class, because they let me be me.
You opened the door for us to ask us.
Shout out to Freddie Dubs.
Can you recite that song?
Nah.
I can recite songs,
but I can't tell you something. I said this. This is one of my favorite. I'm gonna pull out my phone because my memory's so bad, because I'm always thinking ahead. You know what I mean? But I say,
I
like that, right?
I like that.
Told my daughter, cross your legs because you a lady. Told my brother, cop that Jeep, not the Mercedes. Went to dinner with my baby, let her sleep, then I went crazy. The press of there don't faze me. Want the like, but don't hate me. Keep it real, that's 80s. Do it all for these babies. Teach you shit, you can't grade me. Most of y'all are just lazy. Half of that don't faze me. 1% of that's wavy. Gucci, yo, we gravy. Hit the charts like daily. Don't talk a lot, just pay me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Cruz, ladies and gentlemen, from the Pro Quo Show.
Freddie Dubs.
Outside
says you were a great student, Mr. Quo.
Yeah. But you know what's great about that is the reason why I actually wanted to wrap it on our show, but we didn't have time. That first line, cross your legs. Yeah, I told my daughter, cross your legs because you a lady, right? So literally, my daughter, my oldest, right? She's sitting there with her legs wide open. I was like, yo, you need to cross your legs because you a lady. And it was like I was teaching her, like, be a woman, you know. And as soon as I said that, I said, first bar, you know.
And how old is this young lady?
10.
Okay, because you know when they become teenagers, I don't think they want to be a part of your raps.
Oh, bro,
That's
I'm learning that
Yeah,
now.
cool.
I'm learning that now. So yeah,
Yeah.
You lose the cool
She's
flag.
actually, I'm still cool with her. Like,
Yeah.
but I feel that trajectory coming where it's like, yo, 2 years from now, you know, that estrogen start kicking up and them hormones start going wild. Don't be talking that you a rapper. Don't let nobody tell you know what I mean? I feel that coming.
That would
I agree, Gary. Yeah. Cruz got the bars. I agree, Gary.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Bars.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, at least we got someone to freestyle for us tonight, since it looks like we're going to be stood up from the great Don Giovanni out of Chicago. You know what, Don Juan, let's play another of Don Giovanni songs.
Well, let me get set up for a second here. So yeah, let me cue that up for a second. Give me about 60 seconds on that one there.
Fantastic.
And boy, yo, I wish if I didn't have to. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna schedule a night where I have a day off on Saturday, so I can stay up with y'all till whenever.
Oh,
I gotta retire, man, for real. I gotta get up at like 6:30 in the morning. You know what I mean?
Will we be receiving merch like the Pro Quo hat you're wearing there?
Yeah, so I'll leave it on that. What we're doing is we're formulating the correct merchandise, you know, where we have high quality hats. Like my man that sent this to me, bro, it's like Lids quality hat. I just got to check the shirt. So, you know, we're going to go through the process with him. It's actually, if you go to BRB Apparel, that's their product line, but the stuff is official. So as soon as I see it and I touch it and feel it, we're going to be definitely doing that, giveaways, and everybody that's involved with the family going to be getting stuff, you know.
Can the audience get a Pro Quo hat like yours?
Not yet. It's going to be about 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to have it up and running. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. With different color bibs or just the red and black?
So we're essentially what we've done right now is we're formulating what we want to be printed, because they're embroidered. Like, it's really dope. So we might have like something different for the t-shirts and then something different for the hats. So as soon as we iron that, and we'll give this away. I'm going to let y'all know. You're going to be able to go up to our shirt, hold your phone up, and go to my website.
Oh, wow, like a scan.
A QC code on the shirt and on the hats. So like it'll, you know what I mean? That's like a huge feature. But essentially, yeah. And then so what I'm gonna do is my man sending me the product list. So I'm gonna have all this stuff and we're gonna pick out our colors, our shirts. But I think I'm gonna keep it basic. You know, we stay with black, whites, maybe some reds, and trial runs for everybody. But more importantly, the bigger picture is crazy, and we'll talk about that behind the scenes.
Oh man, I love this. This is fantastic. That's
black, white, and red, baby.
Yeah, futuristic junk there, boy. Oh man.
All right, y'all. But listen, again, thank you guys for having me on. Don Juan, the Mac.
Oh, it was always great to have you, Quo. As always, brother.
Yeah, David Simonism.
Yes, I
appreciate the man, brother.
Give Jennifer all my best and the kids as well.
I will. Hey, yo, Jennifer. With the she hates that. Leia. She's like, if he can, and then it just turns into Jennifer, and she's like, you know what, I'm not going to try no more. I'll be corrected.
Right. So I'll be afraid to pronounce it. I'll just be like, hey.
Yeah.
What up,
I'm always receiving that lesson. You know, it's not nigga, it's nigga.
Tomato, what it is. Potato, right? We don't know. There you go. Shen. That's how we break it down easy. And you know what? We'll actually at some point we'll have them girls pop up for a little wine and dine.
We gotta have my wife on the show one time.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
We got the girls. Yo, we got a little coalition happening with these girls, man.
I gotta write lyrics for them. Have the wives battle, lyrically battle. Awesome. I would love to see that.
They just battle with their eyes, yo, and their facial expressions.
That's how they all do.
That's how they are. Exactly. All right, y'all. But I'm out. Peace out, Gary. Thank you for tuning in. My brother's Pro. We'll be talking, man. Have a good night,
sir.
Thank you, Cocaine, everybody. Cocaine, man. Big shout out to Quo.
Shout out to me. Have a good night, sir.
Yeah.
Pro's got to jump soon too, so
Oh, same thing for Pro too. Huh?
Lyrical. You want to hang out for the Don Giovanni, or you want to
Sure,
jump off?
I'll listen to Don.
Fantastic.
All right, we'll go ahead. This is some more of Don Giovanni out of Chicago. You stood us up, brother, but we're still gonna give you a play, man. You know
he's got 45 minutes. We'll give him 45 minutes to come in and say hi.
Yeah, there's traffic in Chicago sometimes. You know, so I'll give you that. You know, so let's go ahead and get into that.
Let's go.
Chill.
Is this a different one or same one? Different one?
On light. Everybody telling me to do
it's different. Okay. Here we go.
Fuck is it from, nigga? Got a call from my dog. He was like, what the fuck is you doing? I'm like, buddy, like music. He got on my ass for a minute. They started explaining how niggas don't do what I'm doing. I'm like, what you mean? He like, listen to Beans. Nigga, listen to X. Listen to Meek. Nigga, listen to Pac. Now you listen to me. So you got a gift, but don't really know your objective. See, that action is reckless. The hunger is in you, but you look at the menu. Don't want nothing but breakfast. You got a point, but that's just your perspective. I got different perceptions. Oh, yeah? Like what? I ain't even finna go there. Nigga, exactly. That's when he told me about how to copyright shit and what I need to make it legit. He said you gon' spend a little money to make a little money, but you gotta get on your shit. Fuck jail, taking all them niggas. 2 armed robberies, you ain't even get shit. Get locked in, 6 kids, child support, broke as fuck, nigga get rich. That's when he told me he loved me. About a week later, my homie got popped with a brick. That's when he told me he loved me. About a week later, my homie got popped with a brick. God damn, man. Shit so motherfucking fucked up. Crazy. Steady losing niggas. Got a call from my dog, it was killer. I holler, what up? He like, bro, what the fuck? You been out here 7 months and ain't nan studio to been touched. You just got done doing 8 straight. 8 months, I done had a straight 8 on a 9-piece with a down piece. Mac 11, 12 with a timepiece. Nigga, that's you though. Name 5 niggas you know came home like that. Nigga, if you can, they got put in that jam and they done went right back. Now, true enough, you run up that sack, but since 06, you ain't been shit, Jack. If I was you and you was me, then I would want you to get all that back. That's when I told him when I get this shit situated at home, I'ma step in the booth. Started receding and thought to remember my homie had told me all of this too. Bro, you niggas the truth. I'ma do it for you. He said, do it for me, nigga, do it for you. And don't forget about me while you out doing you. I was like, true. Then he went on to tell me about a couple of flaws. He said that the game ain't really meant to be told unless you put it in bars. And then he had said, keep it real with your man and just fuck them bras. That's when he told me he loved me. About a month later, he saw us coming home hard. Got a call from my dog, it was thugger, he told me the business. He say, nigga, we in it. Just keep your word on the shit that you supposed to do. I'ma make sure my producer is winning. Just to do me like Montana. Nigga, you blow, then I blow. It's the same way with that hammer. That ship sail, make sure that you got 6 shells and watch for the camera. That's when I told him I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to put
Okay, that was Don Giovanni. Yo, got a call. That's the name of the track. Straight up fire. What do you think of that?
There you go.
Who said me?
What did you think of his use of the motherfucker?
I thought it was appropriate.
Yeah,
I thought it was appropriate.
See, you know that's what I'm talking about. You got to teach the lad that.
I gotta. As an adult, I have a mouth that I'm not exactly proud of. But on record, I'm very clean. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get there in both worlds.
I hear you. A little profanity doesn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, I'm a little different off camera than I am on camera. So let's just.
I would love to see the off-camera persona.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different. I tend to smile. I tend to try to smile as much as I can on camera.
Do you drink?
No, I don't drink. No, I don't drink. I don't smoke. Never have.
Interesting. So you've never been outside of the mindset of who you are.
No. I'm yeah, man.
Do you take painkillers if you hurt?
No, I don't.
No drugs, no pharmaceutical drugs, no.
I do caffeine free because my wife said to me one time, she's like, yeah, you know what your drug is? Your drug's caffeine. I was like, I don't even like caffeine. It's just hard to find soda quickly that's like you can't go into like a bodega and say, can I get a caffeine free day? It just doesn't exist, you know. So it's like, all right, now I have to plan and find the grocery store with the caffeine free. But I've been doing that for like a year now. So
I think that's a key to your youth is to stay away from all the life sins.
I think so, man. I think it's helped. I try to figure out what else it could be. So I'm like, it's hip hop or that, man, or teaching. The secret is to stay in school forever, like I've done.
That's a funny lifestyle that you're living, where it's so clean, but yet you fraternize with the hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? That tells everyone that there is multiple facets to the hip hop community.
Yeah. Hey, Freddie, make sure we get Maxilla Blue out of Des Moines, Iowa. I love to hear some pretty rap trio out of Des Moines, Iowa. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that sound good, guys, to hear some rap music out of Iowa? I haven't heard any one since Kanye West.
Can't imagine.
I would love to hear it.
Can't imagine.
I would love to play it.
I'm sure it's gonna sound, like different than you think. It usually does. You hear something out of somewhere and you're like, totally sounds different than you expect.
Well, something out of Des Moines. I haven't heard anything out of Des Moines.
You got to say Des Moines, man.
You
can't say that S, man. You got to come smooth with it.
I think the last Iowa rapper was Kanye West, right? I mean, Kanye West was living in Iowa for some time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Wyoming.
No. He actually, when he was in Chicago, he actually lived
in Iowa.
When he was a Chicago rapper, he was actually based out of Iowa.
All right, that's like Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? It's like Ice Cube was like college educated, from the suburbs, like smart dude and boy in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yes, it's 12/20, April 3rd. So what are you doing for Easter, Pro Lyrical?
I forgot it was Easter, and then all of a sudden, when you have a 7-year-old, you start remembering. My mom sent him a little package. He did a little Easter egg hunt last week at his father-in-law, who's very close to us, close to you, Don Juan, where you're from. We went down there, and they got a big old yard. They're from, I call it the country. I guess it's not the country, but to me, it's the country. Stafford, Virginia.
Oh, you're in Virginia. Okay, got it.
Yeah. They down there. So it's only like 30 minutes away.
Yeah, that's not far.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just. Sunday's just Sunday, man. Easter. That's
you
it. What you doing?
Eggs?
Say what?
Do you dye the eggs before
we have this year. We didn't bust out any decorations. Really, didn't do any of that stuff. It just kind of snuck up on you. Our house is like, in sort of. We bought this last year. We were renting it for a couple of years, and then we bought it, and then we started going, what are we gonna change? What are we gonna renovate? What are we gonna do? So we still got a lot of things up in the air. And my wife got a couple different businesses and. Got some stuff all over the house. We're trying to figure it all out. So the last thing we're trying to do is bust out more decorations. We're still trying to figure it out.
Oh yeah. Say I was gonna say. It sounds like you are you looking for another house already?
Oh no. We're just trying. We're like, okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna paint. We're gonna do the windows. We're gonna redo the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Gonna do the Pro Quo office. What are we doing? So yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. You know what?
I got to close out.
I got some music I can throw you. Oh, you guys get
no. Yeah. I like to hear some music. If you got some new music, Pro.
I got something. I can play. I posted a little something live.
Talk about my decorated egg tree.
Oh yeah, let's hear it. I got to hear what you got going on.
I used to decorate a nice little egg tree.
Egg
I used
tree.
to build it up. It would be like Christmas almost, in a quarter mark of the year. My birthday being in July, that was the half mark of the year.
I see.
That Christmas was coming around the corner, and so my egg decorated tree. I would decorate my eggs. I would put the red wrap around them, as well as multicolored. That was in my house when we would put multicolors on the eggs.
You're doing it proper.
They would come out a real Easter colored look, and then we would put them on the tree there. We would eat them, after we threw them at each other, of course, my brothers and I. And then we would crack them up. We would be eating eggs for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, man.
That was Easter.
My mom's side is my last name on my mom's side is well, in English it's Georgopoulos, but it's a Greek last name is Georgopoulos, and Greek Easter is the big holiday. So Greek Easter is not the same as regular Easter in most Greek households. So I think this year it's like May 2nd is Greek Easter. So that's kind of another reason it can sneak up sometimes, because Greek Easter would always be the big deal. You have lamb cooking in the kitchen and all that kind of stuff. So Greek Orthodox, that's a big deal. So Pro, bump some music. All right. I was gonna play if y'all cool with it. I'll play this little submission I did for this thing. So, by the way, there's I meant to say this on our show. There's not an East versus West, a Canada versus USA challenge going on over on this website. It's called Bars of Death. So Bars of Death, they do like contests and different stuff. You can post verses, and they do like battles and that kind of stuff. So I'll throw my submission up here, I think, if I can.
Is it solo submission? No Jay Cruz?
Yeah, it's just me. Yeah, it's just me. Jay doesn't do like the battle kind of stuff or whatever. He's way too cool for that.
Jay's smooth with it. Jay's
way too cool for that.
Yeah, he's a smooth rapper.
Yeah.
Your competitive nature that continues to get into these battles?
Yeah, I think I do them once in a while, and it's somewhat promo for what we're doing. They asked me to be in their I'm on their card for the USA versus Canada, so they got me into that. It's coming up later this month. Me versus cat named Jay Fats from Canada. So it's a bunch of good USA MCs, and so this is my entry here. Let me turn this on.
He's pro.
The
And that's
timing thing's
actually
a little off.
Professor. Professional. Lyrical. Verse of the month. 100? Yeah, let's give him 100. Alright. Yeah. Yo. Hey yo, pro, I spits that madness like I just pissed off the marching band. They can't be canceled like the stands are filled with Marshall stands. Lee marveling like Paul, stars in their eyes. Protest them, have they kneeling to them stars and stripes. Bars alike, type saw that on the ref shirt. Balling out since a freshman when the coaches had me red shirted. Head hurting since the first bar in the first verse. Dope and have you searching, but you still ain't heard the first curse. Cause every word's worth the punch if you underground. But I pull up the long nose of these long fellows if they f around. Homie, y'all don't know me. Don't let the doctor fool ya. I roll with a tribe of 50 fat homies waiting to boo ya. 100 bills in a skill challenge, I win those. I'm barred up like bank tellers and windows. That's no sweat like nerds rocking no gym clothes. I'll Jim Jones and run dip sets to the gym clothes. I got them jealous as Nick Jonas, I sense those. Bars a little light, they're similar to the skin tone. My delivery rains fire and brimstone, leaving them all in rubble on friends like Fred Flintstone. Y'all think that's funny? My riddles chisel your headstone. I'm Laura Craft in that shaft, mining that redstone. Tom Brady replacing Drew to be Bledsoe. Bad, that's the GOAT, now dancing up in the end zone. Third eye, vision rocking the gemstone. Mind blown, second slip on them headphones. Been in the zone like college teams on defense. Beat this college professor, that's false pretense. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I looked on the bottom that closed caption.
Oh yeah, threw some of the lyrics on there. Yeah.
Yo, I like to see more of that from you, pro.
Well, that's kind of how I do when I'm just rhyming by myself. Sometimes doing the MC, the battles stuff and competition stuff like that. So.
What was with the camera? Why wouldn't you show your face?
Oh well, it was this camera that was right in front of me. So I was just recording it right off of the camera that was here, and so I was also trying to record it's tricky because you try to get the vocals going with a good take. You try to have the camera with a good take.
You gotta align it sometimes. Yeah.
So I was just like, and it was deadline. That I needed to turn that in by the last day of March. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it. Yeah. I come from that era of like where you try to have every bar be like for a true lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Try to have every bar be as hot as you can. So I don't try for filler ever. So.
And you did it with no cuss words. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
A lot of rappers would have gone hard like that, just as much energy, but you would have had a lot of F-bombs and stuff. So,
Oh, yeah. You probably caught that line. You probably caught that line. I said something like that, right? But you still ain't heard the curse verse, Yeah. Every word's worth a punch if you underground.
Yes.
Words, punching words. Was that?
Can you speak Greek?
Kalakoristuya,
Have you ever tried to?
No, I'm not like I've forgotten more Greek than I If you don't speak it all the time, you lose that. You got to speak it a lot.
Okay, all right. I would think that you would like incorporate it in some of the rhymes or something.
I speak probably better Spanish than I do Greek.
You're kidding me? Interesting.
Yeah, I'm relatively fluent in Spanish.
And you learned that in school?
No.
How did you learn Spanish?
I'm from Lowell, and Lowell's heavily Latino. Both sides of my family have people that speak Spanish. Well, actually, more one side than the other. And then with people marrying in, and then I had Latino girlfriends, and as a youngin, and I actually hosted a Spanish MC. I actually there's a lot of people in the family, you know, too. But I had I actually hosted a Spanish MC battle in Puerto Rico for Red Bull. Shout out to my man Crazy Freddy. I was freestyling one day holding a can of Red Bull, and Red Bull was like, "Who's that dude?" You know, and it was like this MC battle kind of thing. And then I hosted one at the Villa Victoria in Boston, and you know, I had to speak Spanish in the thing. And they were like, "Oh, and he speaks Spanish. Yo, we gotta bring him to Puerto Rico." You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. But anyways, the Greek, yeah, a little rusty on the Greek, man. But you caught the Booyah Tribe line. Thanks, Gary, man. Booyah, Booyaka, Booyaka. Yeah. You remember Booyah Tribe? Whatever happened to them? Because you're going to recognize Booyah Tribe, right? They're not just going to slip out to Walmart.
That's right.
And you're going to be like, yo, Booyah Tribe.
It was Samoans.
Yeah,
Right.
man. You can't slide out with that, you know?
No, they don't come across as the quiet type. Not like you, where you're a Blanco that speaks Spanish. You know, and a lot of people don't see that coming. And you actually are a unicorn, my friend.
Yo puedo hablar en español, pero necesito más practicar porque no tengo mucha familia aquí en hablar en español.
Your fishing gear is in the kitchen.
What you say?
Are you saying your fishing gear is in the kitchen?
No. Yo, if you want to talk about my kitchen game, that's a whole different story. Because look at this right here. Look, I posted what I cooked, what I cooked today. Hold on, let me show you. The skills are not quite what they need to be. Right there. Hold on, let me get this for you. This was my kitchen game tonight. So see what y'all think. Oh no, wrong one. Sorry. Let me put it up here. I had two Facebook windows open. Sorry. It's right there, baby.
What is that? Daddy Green's Pizzas?
Another flawless chef lyrical dish is served. No, that was pizza that burned.
I was gonna say.
And
I saw that.
Yeah. So I was being funny with it. Like, but yo, the crazy thing is, right? Look, it miraculously tasted pretty good. And that was only 2 minutes long on the suggestion. Look what somebody wrote down here. They wrote, I did the same thing not too long ago. My daughter couldn't stop eating it. And this dude, Cato, actually, he's one of the producers over there at Bars of Death. 2 minutes is all it takes. And it's funny because in 2 minutes, the thing was like, I didn't pay no mind. It was like already kind of cooking. I was like, yo, because I opened it up to throw something else in there. And the thing said 15 minutes. And I was like, dog, this thing was like, and it was so good.
You're not on brownie duty, buddy.
Nah, but I'm telling you, and the dude in here wrote the same thing. He's like, yeah, it was really good too. I don't know. It's like this. You make it yourself. Like obviously, there's different levels to that skill, but you put it on this like flatbread, and you just put a little sauce and cheese on it. But
you ate it?
Yeah, it was hella dope.
Oh my god. Well, you know what? If you make it, you got to eat it. That's the rules.
Let me show you this thing real quick.
Freddie said he'll eat it. Freddie eat it. Freddie probably eat anything if you eat that, Freddie.
Yeah.
So this is the thing I was telling y'all about that I forgot to shout out. Bars of Death, right? So Bars of Death, this is the border skirmish. So this is the thing coming up. So this is y'all can find this through Facebook. They have a page on there. So it's me versus Guy Fats, Ulysses, who's real dope. He's from I forget actually where he's from, and Doc Baby. So different, you know. So this is USA, this is Canada, and yeah, so it's kind of cool. They be doing that kind of stuff to keep people entertained over the
Canada has some MCs, so you're
man.
not scared. You're not scared.
Nah, man. You know, nah. Come on, you know how I get down.
Drake's cousin, for we know.
I know, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yo, but I tell you what, when I used to battle a lot.
Wait a minute, you are on the American side, right? You're not on the.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Now, when I used to battle, though, I would get like an upset stomach, like because I would fear losing. You know, I'd get into the battles and I would be like, people be talking and socializing. The clubs, I'd be like, nah, don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be over in the corner, like, nah, dog. You know, because whenever you would lose a battle, I always felt like it was something I could have done better, or most of the time I felt like I didn't bring enough people into the club, because that's a big piece of it, right? Like you roll up in their dolo with like 4 cats and someone else got like 35 people in their corner. No matter what you say, you're not going to win. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What was your biggest fear?
That I'd lose.
No. What would be the consequence of losing? I mean, what would be?
Well, I consider myself like one of the best in the world, quite honestly. And so yeah, so like lyrically, you know, I don't mean that like, and I've said that before on your show. I don't mean like I think I'm better than somebody else. I think that for what I'm trying to do, I execute it as flawlessly as I can. You know what I'm saying? And that's the standard I hold myself to. So I walk in as if like what I'm doing is laser on point. You know what I mean? And I'm focused and I know what I want to do and I try to execute it. You know, and you may not like that, but that was what I was trying to do. You know, and if I do like a 9.9, I can get pretty hard on myself. You know.
So what form of depression would it be? Like how long?
Dude, I'd be a bad dreams and stuff, you know, I'd be like dreaming the MC battle over again, that kind of stuff, you know. And I lost like some big ones. I lost some pretty big battles and, you know, probably like 4 of them that were like really big. And or at least they, you know, to you they're real big, but and then I probably won about 50. You know what I'm saying? So it's like still those 4 will be like, "Oh my gosh," you know. I would just go week after week after week and win the battle, and people would just keep bringing someone to beat me but it was at a time where battling wasn't really a big thing. And now it's funny because now it's so big, it's back in the written era, and you know, I love that. I'm kind of made for that. And
that was written.
It's entertaining.
Earlier.
That was written. Yeah. That was written. And
you expecting Fats to write something?
Say it again.
You expecting Fats to write something?
Oh yeah, but we'll be given the same beat. And so he has to record something on camera, and then so do I. And that's how everybody. What's the
duration period of time you have to submit?
It's 2 weeks. They'll post it, I think, next week or something like that. I can't remember the details, but I think it doesn't actually even come out to May. It might have said it on that flyer, but whatever the time is when they drop the beat, you have, I think, 2 weeks.
And do you submit yours before your opponent submit his, or do you wait?
Well, to give you an idea, like the one I just did was a totally different kind of thing. That was just kind of like for whatever. It was like low stakes, just kind of do it. But that thing was called Verse of the Month. So I sent mine in on March 31st and I wrote it on March 31st. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was, there were a few bars in there that I was going to use in a song we were doing that I kind of crafted in, but there were like 16 new bars. So to remember 16 new bars, you got to kind of say it to yourself a whole bunch of times, you know? So,
but if you're putting out something that you recorded on that day, that you wrote that day, do you think that you should be winning if someone put in 2 weeks worth of work into their craft?
And I guess it depends. It depends who, you know. If you know there's like a real heavyweight in there, but I mean, like I've said to you guys before, you know, you can, when you're doing it for a while, you can make something sound like that you wrote that day was something that you worked on for weeks, you know. And if you're facing another gladiator, then they can too, and you're right, they'll beat you, you know.
The fear of losing would make you want to prep your stuff over and over and over again, and not just try to do something at the 11th hour.
Right, but also, you know, being a professor, being a dad, trying to get this pro quo stuff right, you know, do the show. There's a lot of being a husband.
So there's a lot of your time doesn't allow you.
It doesn't always allow. Yeah.
Okay, so now I understand.
If I had that kind of time, sure, certainly I would like to take, you know, more time with that. But I
thought you were just cavalier about it.
No, absolutely.
6-shooter and take out any guns.
No, because like Don Juan said, there's some real nice MC. I mean, there's some elite MCs in Canada. I mean, some of the real nicest verbalists I've heard in a while out of there. And they're just they're gunslingers, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you get jealous because you're like, man, if I had like 10 hours one day, you know what I'm saying, to sit around. So, but if someone gives you a rack to write ahead of time, it's like when I won this thing in DC when I came out here, they told me it was for it was $1,000 up front and it was $7,500 to the winner. And I was like, $7,500 to the winner. And I thought that was going to be split because they paired you up with like a corporation. So you had to rep that corporation. And I thought we were splitting it. So I'm like, man, okay, I can get $7,500 split plus a G I'm getting up front. I'm going to write for this thing for like, you know, a long time. But what it turned out is I only had 2 weeks really to actually get it. But I knew what I can do in 2 weeks. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was rehearsing, and I won, you know. But then I found out it was, you got the full bag. I got the full $7,500 plus the G. So yeah, when you get jealous because you're like, yo, if that was my job, if my job is to write the hottest 16, I believe that I can write the best 16 that I've ever heard, like the one that I'm gonna write the most. You know, it doesn't. Somebody else will hear and go, it's trash. That's fine. The one I'm gonna write, the one that I like the most in that 2 weeks.
I'm understanding now. When you make the proclamation of you being the greatest, you're the greatest in your own mind.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's exactly what I want to hear. You know what I mean? Right. And you know, it doesn't mean, and that's the thing. This whole game's opinions. You know, like you could hear Wu-Tang go, yeah, that's the greatest thing ever, and I might hear, some other dude and go, nah, technically that other dude was better. And you're like, how are they better than a legend? Well, I'm listening to everything. I'm listening to how they come off the beat, what the punchlines were. I'm playing it back and I'm going, yo, did you hear that triple entendre? Did you hear when that guy went flipping and ripping and shoving? And then he paused it on a dime and he's like flipping and ripping and shove. And all these little tricks and stuff.
But
and
you feel that you lacking the profanity, that your rhymes are not as intense as those that are discussing that real authentic ghetto life?
I don't know, man. Every now and then, like in that rhyme, you heard me go, what I'm saying? Like I wanted to say it, you know what I'm saying? But
why wouldn't you say it? Or religious reasons is the reason why you
No, I'm not very religious. No. I'm a mathematician, so you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, it's kind of like I gotta see it. I'm not very good on my faith is I believe you put in the work, it'll happen for you. And I believe in a creator, but I don't believe in like.
So hold on, let this a whole dynamic just changed.
I gotta make your show entertaining for you, Dave.
You believe in evolution?
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so a Darwinism type of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, now I'm getting to know the real pro lyrical.
Astrology, even probably.
I'm not an astrology guy. No. I'm a quantum physics guy, man. Come on, but
so hold on. This new I don't even know what they call it. The thing that they say life form came from, it's like a rock or something the scientists found recently. They said it was similar to what created life on the planet. You believe in that stone?
Which scientist and which stone?
Recently they found this stone. I can't recall the name.
Quantify the who, and when they
stone.
has to get quantified.
NASA found this stone, and they said that it's supposed to have been a part of, it holds like the stepping stones of life, like what created life. You believe in the Big Bang Theory, correct?
NASA wants more funding.
And that we were created from cosmic rays, correct?
Maybe not rays, but yes, cosmic dust, yes, yeah.
Okay, sure. Cosmic dust, and this rock is supposed to have been a part of the cosmic dust that created us, and they're studying it, and so you would subscribe to that rock being a part of the creation of man.
I'd have to read it. Yeah, that hasn't passed my desk yet. I don't know how I missed that one, but I'm gonna be looking for it now. Thanks for hipping me.
A lot of people.
That sounds like my girlfriend. She'll say that. She'll say, "Hey, I heard that this is rock, and it does something. I don't know.
Adam,
you better watch out."
There's a lot of they in there. I get a little skeptical. It's like, who's the they exactly?
I just told you NASA.
It was NASA. All right.
The Adam and
I'm on the NASA feed every day. I don't know how I missed that. Yeah.
How did you not see this?
I don't know. I'm gonna start searching. I'm gonna be like NASA finds rock. Let me look. NASA finds rock. It's gonna pull up like cracking the hood. NASA finds rock.
Life forming
Earth's oldest rock found on the moon. I got pristine space rock offers scientists peek at early life. Are you talking about the thing from August 2020?
No, it's very recent. It was, I would say, March.
They captured a comet or something like that. Is that what you're trying to say? They captured dust from a comet.
There was some sort of
rock. I think it was the European Space Agency. I think they had a scientific thing where they were catching some type of cosmic dust or something like that, because those comets are supposed to go around every 1,000 years or something.
Well, there's one's whizzing by us this Sunday, actually.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's the one they're trying to catch. They're always trying to catch something there. I'm just looking for that
cosmic dust. It's just not pulling up.
I'm looking for Liz Tyler and Bruce Willis to land on a comet and start drilling for oil. Isn't that a movie?
Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon. Yeah. There you go. Armageddon.
No, they were trying to destroy that asteroid. They wanted to drill it and try to stick dynamite into it.
Yeah, it may have been a big April Fool's joke, just like Michael Strahan's.
Yeah,
man. This was in March.
All right. When you find it, we'll talk more on it, man. I'll definitely when you. I'm on the NASA feed, man, but it's all good. But there's so much on the NASA. It's so much on there now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, NASA announced that there's alien life forms, and no one blinked an eye. They acknowledge that there's alien. They acknowledge UFOs, and no one blinked an eye. So
okay, here it is. It's a Mars rock that contains element essential to life. March 12th. No, that's not it, because that's March 12th.
I don't know, Freddie. I saw the movie once. You know, it was a long time ago, Freddie. Hey, it's possible there's oil or some type of commodity on these comets.
Absolutely, but
some nitro tritrain glycerites or something.
Yeah, I'm not finding the stuff, but I'm sure it's. So what happens is a lot of these articles will come out, and the headline will be real exciting, and then when you actually find out the real science in it, you'll say, oh, okay, there's a combination of liquid water and organic material that may have blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
And somebody potential hypotheses or something.
Yeah, and a lot of times they'll sort of change what they said, but there is a lot of exciting stuff. There's no doubt about it. I mean, coming out of what NASA's been looking at, you know, especially with Mars. I mean, every day they get more
sending robots in a drone. I mean, can you imagine
a helicopter? Actually,
yeah. Well, I keep thinking, what if they throw that shit back? What if they throw? What if Mars throws back a robot that lands on our planet, and then all of a sudden, a couple of months later, something else comes out of it and starts flying?
Yeah, man, absolutely, absolutely. So, but I know in terms of like maybe what Dave's speaking to, that a lot of the stuff that they pulled up from Mars, they say contains like the materials we've thought would be in sort of the organic soup that have helped to give rise to what's here on Earth. That's been long hypothesized, and now that they're grabbing stuff every day, they're probably having more and more evidence to that. Like, oh, look at this rock. This has, traces of organic compounds that look like the recipe for life. So that stuff is currently definitely going on, but I didn't see any like groundbreaking like proclamation that this was the the missing piece of everything we need.
Yes, it's the crystal that the life crystal that what's that guy Thanos used to destroy the planet. they have found that stone.
That's what it was. Yeah,
it was a big announcement. I'm surprised you missed it. But when
it is being very up on Thanos in the Infinity Stones that you're referring to. Yes.
When I do find that article, I'll be sure to pass it over the link to you, because the worst thing I want to look like is a liar. But worse.
But I like to keep just handy, just in case there's Thanos coming. I like to definitely make sure that I have Thor handy to counteract.
Oh, I thought that was a monkey man.
No, that was actually Thor. And
okay.
Yeah, man.
Where's his hammer?
Yeah, Freddie says that we're long overdue for alien invasion.
Long overdue.
No, we're not.
One exactly.
2020, COVID-19 was the alien invasion. I mean, no one said that aliens couldn't be micro small, right? You know what I'm saying? So everyone thinks the aliens going to be bigger than us. Aliens will be microbes.
The thing with the alien stuff and all that is the thing to remember that I always try to say is that we know roughly on a small end of sort of the size of the universe, right? We know there's about roughly 150 billion stars just in our galaxy, right? Roughly. It could be even another 50 plus or minus. Some people think plus, right? To that number. That's just stars, which are like our suns, right? So, and each one of those on average might have somewhere in the neighborhood of 3-ish planets, right? So multiply that number by 3. And then there's also approximately another 150 billion galaxies, right? So that's 150 billion times 150 billion times 3. And then when you take into the fact of how many of those live in the Goldilocks equation, which of those planets live in the Goldilocks zone, not too hot, not too cold, that's the Drake equation. And the Drake equation essentially is just a rough idea of how much intelligent life could potentially be in the universe, right? Because it has the right soup. So that's how many there are. So there's definitely 100%, right, life in the universe outside of here. You can't have a number that big and just us be the only thing. It doesn't even make any sense on any kind of level, right? So, but it's a whole nother thing to say that life has made it here. And so the nearest star, like when we talk light years, is 4 light years away from us. And that means if you turn on a flashlight and you let it run for 4 years at the speed of light, which is 186,000 miles a second, right? Like the sun is 93 million miles away. And if you let the sunlight go, you're talking 7 minutes-ish for the sunlight to get here.
Yeah, I'm told every star that we see twinkling in the night is 4 years away. It took 4 years for me to see that star twinkle.
No, not every. There's only one that's 4 light years away. All the rest are further away. So what I'm saying is 4 is extremely close, but that's 4 light years away. The sun is 7 light minutes away. Right, the sun is 7 light minutes away. So that closest next star that would have some kind of a solar system for it, where there could be planets, right? That's 4 light years away. And so for that to get here at the speed our ships go,
that's why they have to have warp speed.
What's that?
That's why they have to have warp speed.
Yeah, I mean, they not only would they have to have warp speed, we'd have to believe that there's some kind of, like you see in Interstellar, there'd have to be some folding of space on the space-time continuum, the curves of the space. Wormholes would have to be in existence. Yeah, or else that technology would have to, it could happen if they had millions of years head start on when life formed here, and that could happen.
Well, you talking about quantum? What are you talking about? Quantum leaping or something?
Like Interstellar, yeah, like in the movie, like when we're talking about like folding space time, like getting into manifolds.
So you saying it's possible?
I mean it's theoretically possible, but you have to say that's possible, right? But the better idea is that life started earlier somewhere than us, and they had a jump start on us. Then maybe they could send an AI probe in space that could be running for like 1 million years, right? And you could potentially get here.
From your concept, Professor, you're saying that there could be multiple lives going on at one time.
That had nothing to do with what I just said, but yeah, I do subscribe to the multiverse theory.
But if you're folding time, wouldn't you be folding multi-universes?
No, the same space and the same time. You just be It's like taking a straw and saying, hey, it'd be really fast if we could go through the straw, right? Like that'd be a shortcut through something thick. If you stick the straw in the water and you can say, hey, if we could go through the straw, that would be real fast, right? Kind of like a wormhole. Or if you could take the straw and bend both ends to each other, and then you shrink the amount of distance they have to go, and they only have to go halfway. That has nothing to do with the multiple universes that there could be. So,
Freddie,
what I'm trying to understand was the time frame. If you're folding time into each other, how could one time exist at the same time without?
I think I get where you're going.
Back to the Future.
I was just trying to make the differentiation there that when people are talking about multiverses, right? They're talking about the idea that there could be 1 million Earths, right? Flash and Arrow, they get into the multiverse in DC, right? They talk about Earth 51 and all this kind of stuff.
Well, you're wearing a Flash hat, of course.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And by the way, the show is a little subpar, I got to admit, but Arrow,
not in the beginning.
Right. Arrow, which started the Arrowverse, which by the way, I'm only on season 7, which may surprise you. No, it just started season 8. I've only got like 4 more to go. Whole other side of the spectrum, but a lot of times this science fiction is informed by science fact, right, or science theory, and sometimes it's vice versa. And we start going and we make these things that were like, hey, that was a cool idea on that sci-fi show. Like, why don't we try that, right? But that multiverse thing, that opens up a whole nother Pandora's box, which doesn't really have too much to do with how far it would be if you just sent a vessel in space to get here. Like, I'm just talking about from that one particular planet, how long it would take to actually life to get here. So you got to say, where could aliens live? If the nearest place is 4 light years, well, it'd behoove us to actually start figuring out what could possibly going on 4 light years from now. And the Hubble can give us a glimpse into that, but the Hubble is relatively close compared to 4 light years away, right? The Hubble's not super far.
You believe in Planet of the Apes, so you believe that humans can travel into the future. You just know it's a one-way ticket then. So I can get on a rocket ship that's going to put me to sleep for 10 years, and I'll be 10 years in the future.
Yeah, I mean, if you went to a black hole, if you went to the edge of a black hole right now, speaking of 10, if you went to the edge of a black hole and you stayed there for 10 minutes and you came back to Earth, a century would have passed. So that's time travel. So you go to the edge of the black hole, you're there for 10 minutes, and then you come back to Earth, 100 years would have passed by. And that's that's verifiable. We know that to be possible.
Isn't that the premise of Planet of the Apes, the original movie? I mean, that's what they did.
I don't know. I'm not that up on the original premise.
No. Let's keep it based in reality. So you're saying that the aging process is different once you leave Earth atmosphere?
You're not rotating around here. You're the sun. You're not returning around the sun. Our life is around the sun.
it's not so much the aging process. I mean, that would be the physical manifestation of it. It's how time works. So it's and how gravity works. So if you have a watch, right? If you have a watch, this watch is on and this watch is on, and you put one way up high, right? And you could measure it with laser precision. The one that's way up high, take a guess which one's going faster or slower, because they're not the same. So if you put one up here,
lower is going faster.
The one what?
The one lower is going faster.
It's actually the one higher. So the one higher is going faster, right? So because gravity's pulling down on this one more, assuming that there's an earth underneath it like we're on, right? So gravity slows down time. When you get away from it, right? So when you get away from it, you escape it. But if you're at a black hole and you think about what a black hole is, that's a super dense object that has ridiculously sick gravitational pull, right? It slows down your time. So the time down on Earth would be speeding by comparatively. So what you feel elapsing as 10 minutes is actually an entire century. So 10 minutes to a century, if you want to remember 10, that's a good rule of thumb to remember. So that's a way that time travel can actually be possible, and it's verifiable. And there's nothing in the laws of physics that stop it from going in reverse either. You just would require a system that has so much energy, it'd be almost impossible to replicate it.
I was going to say,
under modern science,
if you get that close to a black hole, you're a goner because
you probably are.
You're shredded.
That's another issue. Yeah, but you can approximate that for as close as you come with the mathematics and work those formulas out. Those formulas have been verified and testable for years.
See, we got a math professor in the house, y'all. Professor Lyrical, man. I can't even say mathematician.
Mathematician,
yeah. Mathematician, I was going to say.
So you believe in string theory?
Parts of string theory, yeah. M theory.
Wait, what string theory? We back that up for some of us that's a little bit slower.
Well, Dave, why don't you give it a stab?
Time zone is on pretty much of a string, and if you interrupt it anywhere in the string, you create another life force, like another time zone. So
And
speaking of time, it's 12:56.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, is that really 12?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here soon. Wrap it up. So go ahead and call in. 5 more minutes on the link. HipHopCitizen live stream. 5 minutes. What's your questions, concerns?
No one's calling. They're done with us.
I thought you actually had someone calling in.
People want to know what strings we stick it in a black hole. So,
well, what?
Nothing. Professor. Forgive me. Well, I know not what I say.
No, right. No, but you were doing good, man. You were talking about it, man. I was jiving with you. I forget what you said, but
from the Big Bang Theory.
What'd you say?
I studied that show, The Big Bang Theory.
I've never seen that show, actually.
You're kidding me. Oh, you would find it very fascinating. You'll probably be able to understand what Sheldon and the gang is talking about. Please check it out. Tell them I recommend it to all your friends.
Yeah, Dave likes the weird shows. Yeah. I haven't seen it, but Dave is into those weird shows like Seinfeld.
That's not a weird show.
I still think it's weird. I don't know.
I need to watch it. You
have you ever seen Seinfeld?
I'll tell you something. The theme song alone will blow your lid, Professor.
Is it hip hop?
It's not hip hop. It's a musical, but it's very informative. And you probably know all of the information that they're giving in the theme. I didn't at first, and it's what made the show so fascinating to me. I learned it's like a Breaking Bad. How I learned,
which I've never seen, by the way.
You've never seen? Oh my God!
I saw one episode and I was like, okay. I know it's like it sounded too close to my real life, like teachers cooking meth in the lab. You know, it's like I'm from Lowell, man. That was like, duh. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's funny.
Yes, it is. But yeah, Breaking Bad and Big Bang Theory. I recommend that you check them out. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 12:58. We're going to play the last Don Giovanni song that he sent us since he wasn't here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So you can
we're unanimous.
Right.
You can hear the talent that
Thank you, Pro. Thank you, Pro.
Later,
thank
my
you
pleasure.
for the information
Absolutely.
and helping us out get through the show tonight. Thank you, sir.
No doubt.
Appreciate it, Pro. Pro, everybody.
Yes, future owner of HipHopCitizen. Yes, so we're gonna go out with the last song from Don Giovanni. Don Juan, thank you, my friend. I enjoyed tonight. I learned a lot.
It's always great, Dave.
And shout out Dubs. Shout out Gary. Shout out Carly J. Long time don't see, Carly J. Thanks for hanging out with us. Who else we want to shout? I want to shout Micah.
Gary, of course, Freddie.
Stephen Moore.
Yes.
Jay Cruz, thank you for hanging out with us. We're gonna have Jay Cruz back. Let him bust some more rhymes. Oh, take it easy.
All right, you ready to get into this one, Dave?
All right.
We're taking it out with Don Giovanni, everybody. This one's called Hear 'Em. Hear Them, or Hear Them. Hear 'Em.
Happy holidays and have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.
Yeah, here you go.
Y'all niggas need to look for a contingency plan, nigga. Look for an exit. You know I was coming. All y'all fucked up, nigga. Click. I hear them talking, but they cannot stop what I'm on. Boy, I'm out to the races. That momentum, and you was not catching up with them. That engine is in basic. Him talking like they gon' take me out of this shit. We can drop a location, but you ain't the one that's gon' put in that work, nigga. So just stop with the fake. Yeah. I hear them talking, but they cannot stop what I'm on. Boy, I'm out to the races. That momentum, and you was not catching up with them. That engine is in basic. Him talking like they gon' take me out of this shit. We can drop a location, but you ain't the one that's gon' put in that work, nigga. So just stop with the fake, yeah. Form in this shit, witness this greatness and innocence. This isn't what you expected. A lyrical minister stepped on the premises, started some shit with intentions, don't finish it. Off a couple of sentences, I got them talking about blackballing me on some different shit. But the difference is this, you ain't really no shit when it comes to this trip. I'm magnificent. All them niggas around you was women, and they look at you as a friend with some benefits. Heard them talking in slugs and shit, but that shit out the door. That's the moment you jump a ship. You can tell who you roll with, whatever you want. But I know that you a bitch. This is just entertainment. They mixing the strangest realities. Didn't wanna live this shit.